know you take a lot of pride in seeing your receivers play well. Devin Funchess has seemed to really embrace the physicality of his routes and getting those extra yards. Does that give you a little bit of an enjoyment to see him kind of truck sticking people out there?
It's funny to hear a female talk about routes.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Routes and Relationships. I am your host, Mia Mignon.
What up, Mia? I'm Maury Langshaw with Renegade Relationship.
Hey, Maury Langshaw, Renegade Relationship. I missed you.
I know it seems like it's been a minute, huh?
It's been a while.
Gosh, it's been a minute.
I know, you've been sick, so we had to take a break.
Yeah, that flu bug. I think it was the flu. I'm hoping it was just the flu. Felt like the flu. But we're back. And I'm still adjusting equipment and man. Oh, you want to tell people what we're doing too, because we got the video camera rolling too.
Sure. I will tell people what we're doing. I was just sitting here looking at the levels of our recording and everything, and I'm just fascinated by the levels while you keep hitting the microphone and stuff like that. But it's okay.
Oh, my bad.
I know.
Because I'm still adjusting. I'm like brand new, like I've never done this before. But now we've added one little element to our podcast. If you guys are on video on YouTube, we're videotaping our podcast so you can see us. If you want to see us, go to YouTube and go to Routes and Relationships. And we are doing the same thing, but you can just see us this time.
Yeah, you may just want to go because with all of that messing with the microphone and toying with the microphone, you just might hear a lot of boom, boom, bang, bang, boom,
yeah,
boom,
I
boom.
apologize for that.
But anyway, so today we're talking about my beloved Dallas Mavericks and all of their issues with Mark Cuban being fined and the sexual assault allegations they have going on and independent investigations that he's paying for. And we're also going to talk about the Chiefs.
What about the Chiefs? The Kansas City Chiefs?
Yes,
NFL Kansas City Chiefs, okay.
Trading Marcus Peters to the Rams, but no details have come out yet.
Okay. So those two things?
In the sports topic, yes. Those two things. And once again, here we are with the microphone sounds that I apologize for.
Lord have mercy. I mean, is it that bad?
It's that bad.
No, I apologize because it's lower than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, all right. What about the first topic? You said Dallas Mavericks.
Dallas Mavericks, and
you talking about the one of the worst teams in the league, Dallas Mavericks?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
yes,
right.
One of the worst teams in the league. But here's the thing: they knew in the beginning of the year that they knew that they were going to be one of the worst teams in the league. So it's no surprise that they're one of the worst teams in the league. So that little comment that you just made right there, yeah, it was unnecessary.
Does Mavericks still play on that team?
Yes, he does. Proudly.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. He still plays.
All
For
right.
18 years now.
All right, well, why are they in the news? Why are we talking about
They're in the news because Mark Cuban decided to go on Dr. J's podcast. And basically, to sum it up, said that he went out to dinner with his players and he told his players that it would be in their best interest to tank the rest of the season, basically.
He said that losing is the best option at this point.
The best option to put themselves in a better draft position, in the draft lottery to get a better pick.
From a sports competition, sports fan, that's probably the worst statement I've ever heard an owner of a professional sports team make.
Well, he did say that it's probably something he shouldn't say, but he just, he's Mark Cuban. He said it. He knows it. He knew he was going to get fined for it.
But that's the thing. If you have to preface your statement with, I know I shouldn't say this, stop right there.
Well, he
just
can't.
Stop right there.
He never knows how to do that. He never stops right there. He just says what he says.
But even, you tell your child, think before you speak, he actually thought before he spoke.
He did.
He knew he shouldn't say it, but still said it anyway. That's the
the
level
billionaire
of
mindset.
ignorance that I don't understand.
He has the billionaire mindset. I know I'm not supposed to say it, but because I have the billionaire mindset, I'm just going to go say it anyway. And whatever repercussions I face from it, I'm just going to get it, and I'll deal with it then. He knows this.
Awful.
But you know,
I hope he got what 600,000. I hope
600,000.
I hope he loses his draft position that he's most dearly trying to get to.
He probably will. He probably will. But I did, you know, the beginning of the season, you know, because I'm Team Texas and I listen to all day Team Texas.
Born and raised in the season.
Yes, I'm Team Texas.
Sure.
And I listened to an interview he did in the beginning of the season. In the beginning of the season, he said that his team was going to be competitive and that they were going to play hard, but he would be surprised if they won over 40 games. So he already knew.
So let me can I do this? I'm gonna replay what he says.
In the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
What you just said, he said at the beginning of the season?
In the beginning of the season.
He says, we're gonna be competitive and we're gonna play hard. So in other words, let me put forth my PR hat and my bullshit meter and say what I have to say, because we're gonna fake playing hard. We're gonna pretend like we're trying to give a shit, even though we really don't give a shit. And hopefully we'll lose enough games to get a number 1 draft pick. But in all honesty, I'm not sure what a number 1 draft pick will give the Dallas Mavericks because I'm delusional and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and I'm rambling.
What he's talking about.
He really does.
He said
he's the Jerry Jones of Dallas. He's a great businessman. Great businessman.
You better not say it.
Great businessman.
You better not say it because
great businessman.
Mark Cuban is a much better owner than Jerry Jones, and I love Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is my granddad. You know that.
Oh.
But if Jerry Jones is my granddad, then Mark Cuban is my uncle, and you cannot say that he's a bad owner.
He's a bad owner.
He's not a bad owner.
He lucked into a championship. Congratulations. You know, everybody
No championship is luck.
Everybody,
No championship is luck.
as I was saying before I was cut off.
Yes, because you said luck.
He lucked into a championship in a weak year. Congratulations on getting the championship that he lucked into. Just like Jerry Jones, he lucked into 3 out of 4. He had nothing to do with it.
Okay.
The same thing, same type of guy. Great businessman. Jerry Jones made millions in oil. Dallas, Mark Cuban made millions. Actually, did he make billions? I think he made millions. No, up until he bought the Dallas Mavericks, he made millions in tech. And then when he bought the Dallas Mavericks, put him over the billionaires, and all the windfall came coming into his tech side once he became a professional owner.
Anyway, I'm not going to let you
Anyway, so these
seven
guys are great businessmen, awful owners.
He's not an awful owner. His players love him.
And plus now in 2018,
even other players love him.
Right, because they take jacuzzi baths in the locker room. Sure, right. That doesn't make him a good owner.
He's not a bad owner.
Please, he's not a good owner. I'm saying that he's an awful owner. He's not a good owner. He's like your
who's
retort.
A good owner? Teleosis?
Your retort is he's not a bad owner.
Who's a good owner? Teleosis. Should he take a page out of Teleosis' book? That pause lets me know that he's not a good owner as well.
But again, you hit me with the Trump. What about it?
I'm not hitting you. I'm asking you if Mark Cuban is a bad owner.
Yes.
Then who would you consider a good owner? Because to me, I feel like Mark Cuban.
You want to change the narrative?
I feel like Mark Cuban is a good owner.
We're talking about Mark Cuban. Stay on Mark Cuban.
Right. I feel like he's a good owner. But since you say he's not a good owner, I want to know, because maybe I don't know what a good owner is if I say that Mark Cuban is a good owner.
I'm not letting you do that.
I want to know who's a good owner.
I'm not letting you do that.
Well, I'm not letting you say that he's a bad owner then.
But we're talking about the guy. We're talking about Mark Cuban, whether he's a good owner or a bad owner.
Right, and I'm telling you
I'm saying he's a bad owner.
Okay,
end of story, right. But I can list why he's not a good owner.
And I can list why he is.
What? Because the dead guys get diamond rings, encrusted bathtub, gold-bladed toilets. He's a good owner?
No, that's not why he's a good owner.
Right, why is he a good owner?
That's a plus.
Why is he a good owner? Because he's nice? He doesn't use the word nigger? Why is he a good owner?
Why do you know he doesn't use the word nigger?
Why is he a good owner?
Why is he a bad owner? I was waiting for you to tell me why he's a bad owner.
I listed why he's a bad owner. Any owner...
You did not. You just said he was a great in tech and made millions in tech and all this other stuff. And then you said, but from an ownership standpoint, he's a bad owner. And you never said why he was a bad owner. Are you saying he's a bad owner because
I'm about to tell you.
Okay,
you keep on talking. You're just rambling.
All right, let's go.
Trump. Okay. Mark Cuban is not a good professional sports owner because he doesn't know what he's doing in sports. He hires the wrong people, as we recently learned again. He can't general manage, he can't pick players, and he's tried to do that. He's tried to buy players, even up until 3 years ago when the Warriors won the championship and won the key components, which I agree with the key component that won that was Harrison Barnes. He went out and paid him goo gobs billions of dollars and has produced nothing. So Mark Cuban doesn't know how to pick talent.
Okay.
And for 18 years now, produced nothing. Except the one championship he lucked into. Thank God he had somebody like Dirk Nowitzki and a very weak Western Conference, very, very weak Western Conference, that beat the new ramp, Shaquille O'Neal, Dwayne Wade, Miami Heat. Congratulations to them, but don't tell me he's a good owner because of that.
So
overall,
he's
a bad sportsman.
Do you think Mark Cuban goes out and pick players?
He hired, yes. Yes, you think the Harrison Barnes deal wasn't a Mark Cuban deal? You think the Dirk Nowitzki contracts are not Mark Cuban's contract? Do you think those are the pedophile, the general manager? No, he's not the pedophile. The HR person is the sexual molester. I don't want to get the people confused.
Yes, please don't. Please don't. And
Anyway.
since you went there about their sexual assault allegations anyway, do you think that his independent investigation, do you think it's going to yield anything? Is it fair? Or should the NBA be investigated? Because that's an issue too. People feel like that it's not going to be properly investigated because Mark Cuban has an independent investigation.
Well, Mark Cuban can't have an independent anything. The NBA should hire an independent agency. The NBA should. But then again, it's like nothing will come out as the truth.
Well,
nothing. So it's
the
a moot
NBA
point.
is letting him do it because it's inside of the Mavericks organization, and the NBA is okay with his independent investigation.
Sure. And the public won't be. The public won't be when the outcome comes. Be prepared to be disappointed.
Well, the public is never okay with anything. It go one way, then you have these people talking about this, and if it goes that way, then those people are going to be talking about that.
Right. So it's that's what you say. What do you know? I don't care. That's what I don't care.
You're not supposed to say you don't care. Sexual assault nowadays is like a big issue and a big topic, which is one that I really don't.
Look, hashtag Me Too. I understand it. Great, do your thing. Blah blah blah. It is what it is. But I've seen just as many dick teasers as sexual molestation.
Yeah, on that note, we're going to move forward because I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about Marcus Peters and his trade to the LA Rams.
Marcus Peters to the LA Rams. This is all I'm going to say about this, and this is how I see it. Reeks of the Dallas Cowboys signing Brandon Carr. The Rams secondary on that side will look like the Cowboys secondary when they signed Brandon Carr. They signed the so-called best cover corner from a team to a big-time contract to solidify their secondary.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say about that. Hopefully it works out for the Rams because the Rams are actually a pretty good team. I think McVay is a great coach, great offensive mind. That offense is going to be tough to beat going forward. That NFC West is going to be awesome to watch with Garoppolo, with the Rams.
I just want
Marcus
to know
Peters,
what's the compensation. Nobody knows what the compensation is. I'm just curious.
he's going to get the bag.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about what the Chiefs get in return. I just want to know what that compensation is.
I thought he was a free agent.
I just know.
No, he can't be.
They're
Well,
supposed to.
it's a trade.
Yeah, it's a trade, and I just want to know what they want to get back in return.
Okay.
Before I really go
It
into depth.
reeks of the Dallas Cowboys signing Brandon Carr. But anyway.
Good luck with that. I don't care about the Rams. I don't care about the Chiefs. I just want to know what the hell the Dallas Cowboys are going to do. That's all.
We're going to have our draft show coming up too. We got to have a draft show.
Well, we got to do a combat show before that. Yeah, we'll have a draft show.
Okay. All right.
So
Now, transitioning to the relationship.
The relationship, because you know the
Do we have
relationship guy been sick for a while, and I need you to get back into the relationship groove here.
Okay.
So I took it upon myself to find out from our listeners what they were interested in knowing from a relationship standpoint. So we're gonna have like a relationship Q&A.
Okay.
one of the questions for you is from one of our listeners. Say, for example, you have a couple. They don't live together, but they spend a lot of time together over, let's say, the boyfriend's house. She comes over there a lot, and she notices that the boyfriend gets mail in the name of Sherry, and her name is Tina.
The girlfriend's name is Tina.
The girlfriend's name is Tina,
So we
but
got
Sherry
Tina.
gets mail
Okay.
at the boyfriend's house.
You know, I got a fourth grader for me, like fourth grade. So Tina is going on with
Let's call them Joe.
Tina and Joe are a couple.
Tina and Joe are a couple, yes.
Tina goes over to Joe's house.
And notices that
Joe gets mail from,
Geico Insurance Company.
but it's in the name of
Not Joe.
not Joe.
Right.
It's another female.
It's another female.
Okay.
Ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
Ex-girlfriend.
How did-
Ex-girlfriend used to live there too.
Okay.
Right. So she gets mail, and Tina says to Joe, you know, she's been gone for a year and a half. Why does she still get mail at your house? Joe's response is, well, she lives in a state where the car insurance is a little bit higher than we're living in my state, so I just let her use my address to save her a couple of dollars. Tina doesn't like it. He sees nothing wrong with it. What do you think?
Lord have mercy. So Tina and Joe, how long have Tina and Joe been together?
3.5 years.
3.5 years.
And for about 2 years, she notices this mail coming in.
Right, and she's saying this 2 years later. So she's noticed for 2 years, but hadn't said anything for 2 years.
I'm just saying that car insurance is not just car insurance. It's
What?
It's car insurance, it's bank statements, it's.
Okay, so
Let's say she has maybe 3-4 things coming to his house.
see now the bullshit meter kicks in because the original question was why does she get her insurance here? And the answer was because she lives in a different state. This state has cheaper rates, so I let her use this particular address. So does she get better banking rates? Does she get other rates because the state that he currently lives in?
Well, the first piece of mail was the car insurance, so that's why she originally, she went to him with the car insurance. So he gave her that reasoning, hey, Maryland has cheaper insurance than DC, so I let her use my address. Okay, so she was like, okay, it's bullshit, but I'm gonna go with it. I'm not gonna make a big deal.
Did she say it's bullshit, or did she go with it?
Well, based on the question, she just said, I was like, okay, whatever. And
let's get to the nitty gritty.
Yes.
This is not about car insurance. This is not about bank statements. This is not about mail coming to the house. This is about a man who still communicates with his ex-girlfriend on some level beyond what needs to be communicated. Does he have children with this ex-wife or ex-girlfriend? He does not. He has no.
No.
Then she has a problem. The current girlfriend, she has a problem with her current man communicating with an ex, giving her extra benefits, and it's absolutely for nothing. Because one thing within relationships, especially as you get older, couples get together and they tend to have children outside of the relationship. Mm-hmm. So you kind of have to blend families and do things. You still have to communicate with the ex, and people actually use that as justification to give ex benefits that really have nothing to do with the kids, but they use the kids as a way to communicate further with the ex. In this case, there's nothing that ties the current boyfriend to the ex. There's no reason that he should be allowing the ex to get the extra benefits from having mail or any other thing come to the house in order to help her. He has no business helping her at all whatsoever, and it's bullshit. He has to, because any man that doesn't see this as helping his ex and then justifying the help to his current girlfriend is a moron.
Well, his reasoning was just so fucking address, so what? Like, so what? Like, I'm not tripping. I don't talk to her. I don't deal with her. Her mail just comes here, and I just leave it in the mailbox, and she comes by and she picks it up. Like, I don't even talk to her. She just comes by and picks her mail.
That could be all well and true, but the perception is it hurts your relationship, bro. So at some point, you're going to have to decide as a man, not as a man boy or a boy, but as a man, because I'm not sure if you read my chapter on the evolution of a man.
Again, I've read your book twice.
There's boys walking around here in man's bodies, and they're easy to fool women.
Yeah.
And for a physically grown man to justify communicating with his ex in some way, shape, or form by allowing her to get these extra benefits by using his address and then justifying it to his current girlfriend, it's bullshit. It's boy mentality.
Okay.
There's no man, especially he has no ties to her. There's nothing that's tying anything to her. A man has to be a man who has to be a man who has to be a man. The key word is man, and say, look, I still want to attempt to try to fuck her. Okay.
Maybe he still likes her.
Or still likes her. Whatever the case may be. Even this is not true. Even that's not true. The perception is killing his current relationship. This is the perception of it all. And he has to decide when he looks at it and says what's true to him. If it's true to him that he's helping her save a couple dollars. Let's just say that's true, and that's as far as it goes. He doesn't talk to her. It is what it is.
Right.
She comes, gets the mail from a different state, by the way. She drives all the way to the next state to get the mail. But I got it, okay? And he's just helping her. Is that perception worth the aggravation and questioning and nagging from the current girlfriend?
For him right now, yes.
It's worth it.
Yeah, I mean, because he hasn't addressed it. So obviously it is worth it. He hasn't addressed it. Like, she's come to him and she said, hey, I don't understand why she still has mail here. He says, what's the big deal? Like, then so obviously it's worth it. To answer your question, it's worth it.
Then she has to address it, because if she's saying, I don't understand why this happens, she hasn't addressed it. She has to go to him and say, I don't like this shit. That's addressing it. The proper renegade relationship way, hey, I don't like the way I feel when I see her mail.
Yeah.
Then as a man,
Yes.
as a man,
Okay.
who cares for and respects for and communicates for and trusts for and wants to be honest with and is committed to his woman,
Yes.
has to take her feelings into account. And if it makes her feel a certain way, then as a man, needs to address her feelings.
All right, well, that's the answer to that question.
Was that it for today?
No, I have another question for you.
Another question.
I have another question
That means
for
we
you.
got people listening. We got people listening.
Yes, I have another question. Another question is, why is it, or why does it seem like it's okay for exes, here we go with exes again. Why is it okay for exes to come to family functions? I'm gonna give you an example. My family has a huge issue with exes attending family functions. So, for example, if you and I went to a family function and one of my exes happened to pop up and come there, and everybody like, oh hey, da 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 da. So the question is, the girl had an ex come to a family function, and she didn't see a big deal. What's wrong with it? But the guy was like, I'm not feeling this shit. And she was like, what's the big deal, man? It's been years, be friends with my cousins and all this other stuff. And dude was like, you know what? See, when me and your ex, gonna be at this function, and if it's okay for your ex to be here, I'm leaving. So he left. The boyfriend left. So now she's mad that the boyfriend left. And she wants to know whether or not he was right or wrong.
The girlfriend wants to know?
She wants to know whether or not he was.
Who I'm addressing.
The girlfriend wants to know whether or not the boyfriend was right or wrong for leaving.
Sister
Wait,
girl.
before you answer. He said, this is what he said. He said, either dude has to leave or I'm going to leave. So he didn't say, you need to get up and go tell dude he needs to leave. Because she didn't invite him. She didn't invite him to the thing. He just came. So she was like, yeah, but I didn't invite him. That's what she was trying to tell him. I didn't invite him, and I'm here with you, and blah, 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 blah. He was like, hey, it's your ex. You need to get up. You need to go tell him.
Whose function is it?
Her aunt's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, but that's a tough spot to put her in. Because if she had nothing to do with him coming, that question is either him or me. He gotta leave or I gotta leave. That puts her in a tough spot. So that's a bit extreme. I'm not saying he's wrong for wanting to leave, but he is wrong for leaving. He's not wrong for saying it's him or me because there's no him or me. So he's a bit out of line for that. But it is very inappropriate for an ex to be showing up at a function with the current ex, to a family function. It's inappropriate for an ex to be showing up anywhere where the family function is going on.
Uh-huh.
They can be friends. Like if they were friends for years, her and the ex were dating for years and they were cool, the family became tight, they can maintain that tightness, but it's not at that function. That's totally inappropriate, and everybody at the function needs to understand and know that. It's cool to be cool out any day of the week, any day of the year, but when there's functions like this, where the boyfriend is now the new family member, it is totally inappropriate. It's not disrespectful or okay. The word is inappropriate.
Okay.
For him to come. You know, at a pre-Thanksgiving party where all the cousins and family get together and they do their thing at some club every year and he usually comes through, great. It's summertime, you know, they usually go to the basketball court and shoot some hoops, great. But when Thanksgiving comes around and it's nothing but the family and the girl and her man and he's the new family and they're at the Thanksgiving dinner and the man, the boyfriend's there, the ex, stay the fuck away. That's totally inappropriate for him to be there.
So let me give you a scenario. Like I said, my family has a huge issue with exes coming to family functions. So what if the girl was friends with, let's say for example, I had a friend that I've been friends with for 10 years, who used to come to family functions as my friend, and she happens to date my cousin. And she dates my cousin for 3 to 4 years. They break up. And she's been my friend for 10 years, and she's been coming to family functions before this. They break up, and she still comes to family functions. He gets married, he comes to family functions with his wife. Is my friend for 10 years who's been coming and she's like family, is she not supposed to be there?
That's your friend. That's not
Right.
That's not his ex.
Okay.
It didn't start out as his girlfriend and didn't end up at his ex. It started and ends with your friendship to her. That's slightly different, but the perception can still be a problem depending on their relationship. Now you've inserted yourself into it,
Right.
but now it's secondary.
But what if
You're gonna keep on adding to the scenario.
no, I'm
Okay,
just
that's
saying
fine.
because
That's fine because I got an answer.
good, great, because you're a relationship guy.
Right, got it.
I just want to know, because what if the guy who came to this function had developed a friendship with her male cousins, and that's why he was there, because the male cousins was like, hey, you know, my mom is having this today, come through if you can. And he decided to come through if he could, because like she didn't invite him, remember? The male cousin invited him to the function.
But this is still going
We're
back
going
to
back
the
to the first one. I'm sorry.
Okay,
We're going back to the first scenario. So what if?
Now the first scenario. This is not the second scenario. Okay.
Right. So what if the male cousin, if the male cousin invited him there, because they may have had that friendship for 10 years
Inappropriate.
now.
Again. If the relationship is the boyfriend, girlfriend, and husband, wife, fiance, and the breakup is and becomes an ex, that ex is no longer invited to the family functions.
Okay.
Inappropriate behavior if the ex is not the family functions. Any other relationship that brings the ex around is beyond your control, because it could have been like in the second scenario, you guys were friends first, met cousin at the family function, decided to dated 5 years, didn't really work out, but still come, yada yada yada. An ex of relationships that starts in a relationship that ends and it becomes an ex is now ex to the functions.
Got it. One last question. Whether or not it's okay to hide money from your spouse.
Absolutely not. Everybody has their own bank account. Everybody has their own money. If I have an extra $5,000, you should know about it. You're not going to touch it. It's not your money. I can do whatever I want with it, but I'm not going to hide it from you. You shouldn't. It shouldn't be hidden.
So no escape money.
No escape money. You can call it escape money.
Escape money.
As long as the other person knows about it. As long as your significant other knows
So
about
you
it.
shouldn't commit financial infidelity, is what you're saying.
Right. There's no infidelity in a relationship. None. Zero. Not financial, sexual, whatever you want to call it. All right?
Got it.
On that note,
We're going to be out of here on that note.
questions for next week?
Where
can
they
they-
can submit more questions
to where?
relationships.com or through
Our email.
Instagram. Yes. Through Instagram at routeandrelationships.com. We also have Twitter at routes_ships. So, get those questions in.
Or email me directly, MIA@routesrelationships.com. Me, Maury, MORI @routesandrelationships.com. Until next time, family.
We're out of here.